Bonjour mes amis, ça va? I have no idea why I'm speaking French, maybe because I'm drinking French tea, I'm not sure. Anyway, hello everyone. I am here today to do a video response to Laura over at Aquamarine 18. And Laura recently did a video about her piles of shame. And they are piles of books that she has and has either started or not started, but anyway, has not read. And so it really hit home when I saw that because I have many, many, many piles of shame. So today I thought I would just go over my tarot book pile of shame. That doesn't include magical books, witchy books, herby books, aromatherapy books, chakra books, and all those kinds of books. So I have multiple piles of shame. Anyway, I wanted to start with these two books. This one is called Fortuneteller by Christiana Gaudet, and this one is Have Tarot Will Travel by Jenna Matlin. I have read a good part of both of these books, but have not finished them. And they are staying in my pile because I have a partner now, and we are going to move forward in 2020 with a tarot and herbal business. And so I thought it would be a good idea to actually do things legally and in an organized, professional manner. So both these books are staying in my pile. This one I have started and gotten about, I don't know, a quarter of the way through. Tarot for the Healing Heart. So I do consider myself to be a healer. I do hands-on healing and crystal healing and herbal healing, and I work with the cards for folks and for myself. And I really think that this book has a great deal to say about how we can use the tarot to work through healing our heart. Earlier this year in June and July, I was making rose petal elixir with beach roses growing in my yard. And so I have been doing some heart healing work anyway with rose and hawthorn. And so I think it would be good to add tarot into the mix. So this one is also staying in the pile. These two I put together. This one is called Elemental Divination, and this one is Tarot Decoded. And the reason I put these together is because they both work with the elements. And I am fascinated and a student of the elements. I'm always thinking about the elements, how they relate to my spiritual practice, how they relate to tarot reading, how they relate to the temperaments, and so forth. And this book is basically, it's by Elizabeth Hazel, and it is Understanding and Using Dignities and Correspondences. So many years ago, I did a online search just, to find out information and read about tarot, and I came across a website that talked about elemental dignities. And so I was fascinated from, sentence one. And then I found this book. And so I do want to finish this. I'm on, I don't know where I am in this one because there's no bookmark. Anyway, it's really interesting, and it talks about other correspondences as well. It has a bunch of spreads, and it has references, elemental court cards, numeric dignities, planetary, elemental, and so forth. And so I think this can really add depth to your tarot reading if you look at are certain cards dignified or ill-dignified, and what does that mean to the overall reading. Already when I look at a spread, I look and see what's there. So For example, if someone is asking about their love life and there are no cups there, that says something to me. Or if they're asking about their work life and there's nothing but cups, then that says something to me. So it's not only what's in the spread, but it's also what's missing from the spread. And I think about the elements that are there and that are not there related to the question or the topic that I'm doing the reading on. So this elemental divination is using dice to do divination, and it relates to the elements. I'm on page 35, so I haven't made it too far. Not sure if this one's going to stay in the pile. This is a maybe. This one is by Gareth Knight, and it's Tarot and Magic. It's about pathworking and rituals for doing magic with tarot cards. And I'm kind of considering it a reference book. And so maybe I should just put it on the shelf with my other reference books and pull it out when I want to consult it. So this one may not stay in the pile, but it's going to stay in my collection. I like it, and I have read, I don't know, about a third of it. There's a pattern here. This one is Discovering Yourself Through Tarot by Rose Gawain, and it is Jungian. It's relating the tarot to Carl Jung's school of psychology. And I'm a social worker, and I am fascinated by psychology, and so this one is going to stay in the pile too. I'm on page 50. This one, yeah, it's a big pile. Tarot and the Chakras. So this one I have actually read quite a bit of. I read bits and pieces of it. And again, I think this is going to go on my shelf, and I'm going to treat it as more of a reference book than a book that you just read cover to cover. Now comes the 20-pound book. Even the title is so long, I can't memorize it. So, it is The Tarot, Magic, Alchemy, Hermeticism, and Neoplatonism by the August Robert M. Place. I am on page 85 of like 675. Yeah, I got a ways to go. This book is so heavy. It's hard to read. Like, you hold it and you get tired just from holding it. I've read a couple other books by Robert Place. I think he's a wonderful scholar and writer. He actually makes books like this interesting to read, and I'm excited about finishing it. I think this is going to be my January book, although I'm traveling a lot and this weighs too much to bring with me, so I might have to make it my February book. So anyway, this is a great book, and I'm enjoying reading it, but it is slow going. All right, the next two books have something in common because they are both actually guidebooks, and I don't usually read guidebooks cover to cover. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. But these are by two tarot scholars. Again, Robert M. Place. So this is the Buddha Tarot. I am on page 65. I do have the deck, and that it is one of the decks I want to work with next year. And so I thought perhaps it would be a good idea to read the book before I start working with the deck. I think I read that this deck is going to be re-released. I got mine, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago in a trade, but it didn't come with the book. And then I found the book for like $15 on Amazon, so I am happy to say I have the book and the deck. The next book is also a guidebook and is also by a genius tarot scholar, and it is the Book of Maps. So I'm on page 64. Ooh, the other one was 65. This is a deck that I really planned to work with this past year, but did not. I feel like I have to really read the book, do the coloring, do the rituals, and this and that, and it's preventing me from working with the deck. So maybe I just need to shuffle the deck and start using it and read the book as I go along. I'm not sure, but that is the Spirit Keepers Tarot is definitely on my list to study this year. And so I will do this. I also have the Medium Book of Map and the coloring book, and of course the deck. So this is something that I'm looking forward to working with. These two, Robert M. Place and Benabel Wen, are both so brilliant and such great writers, and I'm looking forward to digging in to their work. Okay, getting down. Only 3 more to go. So this one is not really a tarot book. It's Women of the Golden Dawn, and it's by Mary K. Greer. And one of the things that I like about the Golden Dawn is that unlike many organizations back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, they included and welcomed women into their organization. And so we know Pamela Coleman Smith was one of their members, and this is about Maud Gonne, Moyna Bergson Mathers, Annie Horniman, and Florence Farr. 2 of those women I was familiar with, and the other 2 I was not. And so the subtitle of this is Rebels and Priestesses. So I started this one, of course I did, but didn't get far. So this is going to be a book that I work on this year as well, and I'm looking forward to that. And again, Mary K. Greer, a brilliant scholar and a great writer and a wonderful tarot teacher. The last 2 books are also by Mary K. Greer, and they are workbooks. And the first one is called Tarot Constellations. This is Patterns of Personal Destiny. And I think one of these books turned into Tarot for Yourself, I think. I'm not sure if it was this one or the next one. But I have actually had this since 2015. And I think, let's see, this one as well, yes. So when I buy a book, I write the date that I bought it. And sometimes that really adds to my shame because, I mean, seriously, May 2015, and it's almost January 2020. So this is Tarot Constellations, a workbook by Mary Greer, and this is Tarot Mirrors, Reflections of Personal Meanings. And so these books I got because I really enjoy Mary's books, and she does a great job with workbooks. So this one I think is really interesting. It's got the art of interpretation, the art of asking questions, which I think is critical. The 4 elements, so it's got more information and work with the elements. It actually has elemental spreads, combining elements, and then it goes into some occult, let's see, it's called The Star System, an Occult Key to Tarot Symbolism. And this one has all kinds of how to use this book, Tarot and Destiny, constellations, archetypes, lifetime cards, fate and destiny, your personality and soul cards. Yeah, so I think this one is the one that went on to become Tarot for Yourself, which I actually have read most of. So anyway, whether I need to do this one as well, I'm not sure. But this one I will definitely do, the Tarot Mirrors. So Laura, there's my pile of shame for tarot. I also have other piles of shame, but we won't go there today. Anyway, wishing you all happy holidays. Hope you are able to take some time to relax and enjoy yourself. Spend some time with your cards and your family and friends, and enjoy this lovely time of year. Blessed be. Happy solstice.